Hello, folks. Right, take 3. So, welcome to Christmas Hobby Vlog, and basically, just wanted to give you a quick intro. So I am starting a new layout here, and just wanted to give a bit of background to the idea behind it and how I'm hoping the videos are going to play out. Okay, so yeah, background to it is basically I want somewhere to run my industrial locomotives, but I know I'm going to want to run passenger trains. So the ideal thing is one of those little railways that are all around the country that use most industrial locomotives. There's the Foxwood Railway, there's Tanfield, Middleton, is it Pontypool and Blenheim, Chasewater, and I'd include the Battlefield line when I was there volunteering. They use most industrial locomotives, quite small setups in some cases, and but have a lot to offer really in terms of visiting. Anyway, so I want to do my own, and I like to try and keep it as local as possible if I can. So there is actually, when I was trying to think of a name for the place, there's actually a place in Leicestershire that myself and Mum go to quite regularly called the 1620s House. It's at Donington the Heath, and this was once owned by the Digby family. Sir Everard had been involved in the gunpowder plot, which is the event tomorrow that we're going to, regardless of the weather. We'll be there. Yes, to call it off, of course. Hopefully it stops raining by then. Yes, and I thought, bingo, there we are. Sounded the ideas out to a friend of mine, Oak Hill. Thank you very much, Gary, for your assistance with this. Sort of bouncing ideas off him, and there was a bit of confusion towards what type of light railway it was meant to be. Digby Light Railway is what I was going to call it, based on it being on the old Digby Colliery Railway, which is also totally fictional, and would provide me with the basis for my portable Inglenook layout, which will be then Digby Colliery. So I thought, well, it needs names like Shaxton is Shaxton to Shenton, but it's known as the Battlefield line. Obviously, the Midhants is also known as the Watercress line. See where I'm going with this, right? So I think, well, the Manor House line works on the basis that it started out as a Digby Light Railway, but as people, word of mouth spread, it takes you from the other station to the Manor House, or you start at the Manor House. It is the railway next to the Manor House. The idea is I will photograph over the hedge of the Manor House at some point. It'd be nice to get an autumn. Nice to have an autumnal layout. That'd be something different for me. And have the Manor House back there in the background, and then the railway where I envisage it going in the foreground. So yes, I've designed a new business card, a new channel logo. You've probably seen the logo already, and colour scheme and everything. That's all my own design. Usually when I like to create the LNWR one or the Great Western one, I actually colour match. I use the dropper tool in Photoshop to get the colour off a real engine. This is all completely, I've just messed about until I've gone, yeah, I like that colour. And the image of the locomotive is Sagoma in real life on the Battlefield line. It's about 2016, 2017 when I took that photo. I believe it's up for sale at the minute. I'd love to buy it. If I had the money, I'd buy that engine. It'd be my very own engine. I do like Sagoma. I've got a very soft spot. First steam loco I rode on the footplate off. So, you know, it's always going to be special. But anyway, used that, and I tried to give it that sort of late 1990s, 2000s photocopied look on the green paper. I think you're familiar with the leaflets, those of you of a certain age, or those of you might have seen these leaflets. There might even be railways that still do that style, where it's like this heavy black line art. You'll see it properly in a minute. Before we go to the layout, you'll see the artwork. So it's my own photograph. I did the edit to it, chose the colour and everything. All the colours, everything is mine, totally mine. So I'm in a way I'm actually slightly happy with that one, because like with the, okay, it's not the Severn Valley, it's the Haffron Vale Railway, which is obviously a play on the Severn Valley, and the layout's going to be called Highly Unlikely. But it is Severn Valley operations on a Severn Valley station, as close as I can make it when I come to do it. And with that, I'll be messing about with the Severn Valley's logo to make it the Haffron Vale Railway. So, you know, this one's all my own, and it kind of works nicely because, yes, I've got very fond memories of volunteering at Shackerston. I did do a video on it once, but I lost that one. I didn't think to save it when I took away that channel that time, but which is a shame. It was pre-COVID. It was a very popular talk. I might try and find me notes and sort of redo it as a live stream with a bit of Q&A in it, if you like, because I had some adventures whilst there. Yes, so it's sort of based on that sort of practice. And the only thing to say is that when I do the videos, and I'm going to try today as well, is I'm going to try and role play it a little bit. You may be familiar with some of the railways. I know the Severn Valley for one, and Midhants is another one that definitely does it. Off the top of my head, you get the they actually produce their own video content, and they'll have a volunteer or a member of staff, depending on what. We would go around, take you around, and sort of show you different projects underway and tell you what's going on, that sort of thing. And I'll try and do a little bit of that as well, just a bit of fun, you know. Keep it. That's what we do on our layout updates anyway, really, isn't it? But yes, the whole thing's meant to be keep it simple, stupid. So a couple of things before we spin around and do it is, yes, it's going to be operating on a keep it simple, stupid basis. So this is just meant to get myself started. So at the minute, it's a bit of a mess behind the railway. Ignore that. As best you can. It'll only be here for this video and potentially the stream later on, depending on whether I clear up the bit there and try and put a bit more scenery in. As it stands, it's just the sidings we've got at the minute. I've not even got the loco shed, where I'm thinking about it being. I've got the model for it, the Metcalf kit's under there. But yes, I'm going to be using the Trix C-Track because it's one point of entry and I can have power going across the entire lot, even points, the power's here and the line goes that way and you've got a point going that way. This will still get power by moving the jumpers on the point itself. So keeps it nice and simple. There's not loads of wiring under the track, under the boards and that. But saying on the back of that, there's part of me that would like lit buildings and things. So whether I have all my buildings removable and have batteries underneath them, maybe and a switch, I don't know. I'll think of something. I'll cross that bridge when we come. But the first bit I'm fussed about is getting some foam on, and then getting the track down against some trains running. That's the main thing. Get the trains running, and then we can start worrying about scenery and how we're going to do things afterwards. I mean, either have to put. So all it is, I suppose all it is just getting some timber cut around the edge and a brace or two in the middle and do it that way. Yeah, might have a bit more thinking on that one. What do you think when you spin around and see it? I'm sure one of the timber yard would help me with that one. Because I have got a drill and someone else borrowed it and it's not been charged now for years because it was missing. It was lost and it turned up again. And so I was like, well, don't think the battery's going to be any good. So, yeah. But yeah. So anyway, try and keep it simple as possible. So it'll be the Trix C-Track straight off. Will be DCC ultimately. Well, today we're operating on DC. Yeah, it's not looking to set the world on fire with it. It probably might not be to everyone's cup of tea, but it will keep me entertained. The idea is that hopefully Christmas Day I should have something set up and running so I can run a couple of trains at least in the morning. That's something I'd like to do. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's start role playing and spin the camera around, and you'll see the artwork next, and we'll see what's going on the railway today. All right, see you soon. So, welcome to a very windy and wet Manor Station. Yeah, that's what that one was like. But it's a very wet and windy Manor Station here on the Manor House Railway. We're preparing for our fireworks train later. We're only running the one service today, which is the fireworks train. Later on, though, there will be a couple of break van trips available for anyone who does turn up if they want to. We will ask a donation today rather than charging the usual fare. In steam is number 22, one of our newly arrived locomotives, fresh back from being overhauled very kindly for us by the Great Central Railway at Loughborough. An unusual inside cylinder 040 shunting loco, but the restoration was part sponsored by Hornby, and you can see it's celebrating here the 70th anniversary of Triang on this side, and on this side it's got the 50th anniversary of Hornby. So yes, we'll have it painted like that now, for as long as they let us keep it, because we think it's quite nice here at the railway. You can see here in the foreground there's our fundraiser project. Is Sir Everard here. It needs total overhaul, putting back into its original green livery. So yes, we're raising for that. So if you're thinking of coming and visiting us this weekend, then any donations would be very, very welcome to it. So yes, we're still without our passenger stock. It's being restored still, but we do have our brake vans. We have got the stoves to light and that. So it's just nice and warm. And obviously the calf's got refreshments and that in the tithe barn over at the Manor House proper. Right, so number 22 is in steam, and we need to organise our brake van train. So we thought that some of you might like to see the fact that yes, the trains do actually move here. We are getting another nickname, the Silent Line, because things haven't moved here for so long. Or apparently haven't moved here so long. So we're going to prove that steam engines do move. So number 22, if you wouldn't mind taking it away. So number 22 here is going to tidy up a bit, but we do need the two brake vans as well. Very lucky to have members who own brake vans who could bring them here to the railway so that we could offer passenger services. So we're going to tidy up. These two wagons that have been moved here are going to be put into the centre siding out the way, which is usually our loco depot, so they'll be needed to be moved again before 22 can go to bed tonight. This one is a very kind, again, another sponsored restoration from the National Rail Museum for the Flying Scotsman Centenary. And again, we'll keep that livery on as long as they let us. Bulk salt has just been restored. So now we collect brake van. Brake van. Right. So now 22 will haul the whole lot into the platform siding at the back. So now to leave that brake van there. Hey, who didn't put the brake on? Who didn't put the brake on? Apologies for hand of God there, breaking the role playing a little bit, but these torpedo wagons roll so easily. While we're breaking your emotions for a second, I know because you're so immersed with all the amazing scenery behind it. Please don't try and send in extra money. It's just all part of the role playing. But that engine is needing a total smartening up, shall we say? Now we were hoping to have one of our largest residents, 1509, this Thursday, but unfortunately it failed. So that's having to go off to Bridgnorth, where they have experience with these large panniers, and be looked at. So we hope to have that back soon. Number 22 then takes the Chatham brake van out and puts it into the siding here. Not quite sure why it keeps stopping there, by the way, folks. So there is our brake van train ready for tonight's fireworks event. Something else we'll be getting during the fireworks event is a demonstration of shunting. We've got some floodlights coming in that should light up the place nicely. Shunting by night. So yes, come and see number 22 in action. Do some shunting tonight. Should be around 10 o'clock we start the shunt, which will be after the fireworks, so it gives people a chance to go home and who don't want to see it, and then we can set it up for the enthusiasts to watch. The enthusiasts and those that want to see it to watch the how things were almost round the clock back in the olden days. So yeah. Anyway, so hopefully we'll see you down. Like I say, if you pop down over the weekend, especially tomorrow, we'll be running more brake van rides on our usual timetable. And yes, we look forward to seeing you. And also there'll be crossover opportunities there with highly unlikely when it's done. So say I send an engine off to the Severn Valley for overhaul, we could see it running on highly unlikely on test, and the two roads could be linked. Now, the problem with the 15XX is actually the known issue of excessive wobble on the rear axle. I have contacted Rapido about this, so far not heard anything. Yeah, so waiting to see on that one. Yeah, anything about donations, not that I'm suggesting people that I'm immediately going to try and send money, but please don't. It's all in the spirit of, as the row would put it. But yes, so there will be a shunting demonstration tonight with 22 in charge. I'm going to give that bit of tracker clean it kept stopping on. And basically it's your normal Inga looking. I'm thinking about 10 o'clock tonight. Through to midnight. And yes, hope to see you there. I'll also have some of the different wagons out. We'll have the brake runs out of the way, because after the service trains, don't you know? And yeah, we'd have a couple of hours of shunting and chat and chill out and hang out, that sort of thing. So yeah, hope to see you there. It'd be good. And I'll see you all in the next video. Hopefully there'll be an update soon. So if anyone's got any thoughts about, you know, I don't know if I know anyone who's got a drill they wouldn't mind me borrowing, or if they wouldn't mind just coming in helping me put a base on this, we could actually run some wires underneath it then, couldn't I? So yeah, lots to think about. Anyway, look forward to speaking to you all soon. Bye.